Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep into time management today.
Ooh, time management.
Yeah, and not just any time management. We're going straight to the source, the experts.
Oh, the best of the
That's
best.
right. We're talking about Kevin Kruse's book, 15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management.
I love this book. So practical.
It is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He interviewed billionaires,
Billionaires.
Olympians, entrepreneurs,
Wow.
you name it, people who are at the top of their game. And we're going to break down what they know about squeezing the most out of every minute.
Sounds good to me.
So buckle up, because this is going to be a journey through all 9 chapters.
9.
9 chapters. We're going to extract those golden nuggets of wisdom and actionable insights along the way.
I'm ready.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets to greater productivity and less stress? Just like those high achievers Kruse interviewed.
Let's do it.
All right, let's dive right in. Chapter 1. Kruse starts off strong, laying down the law.
Time.
Is our most valuable, non-renewable resource. Right. And to really drive this point home, he uses this striking visual, a 1400 poster. Just imagine it.
1400.
1400, a constant reminder that we all have the same 1,440 minutes each day. No more, no less.
No matter who you are.
The powerful reminder, right? Really makes you stop and think, okay, so we've got this limited time. What do we do with it?
Yeah. How do we make the most of it?
That's where MITs come in.
MITs.
Most important tasks.
Okay. Yeah.
Kruse argues that we need to figure out what those activities are, the ones truly aligned with our biggest goals.
Both personal and professional.
Both, yeah, and make them a priority.
Prioritize. Got it.
No more just being busy.
Right.
It's about being productive
In a way that matters.
in a way that actually moves us closer to what we want to achieve.
Now, get this. Chapter 2. Kruse throws a curveball.
Oh, I like curveball.
He says to-do lists. Those trusty to-do lists
Ones we all love.
are actually counterproductive.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it sounds crazy, right? But he makes a really compelling case.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, so think about it. How often do we end up doing the easy things on our to-do list?
All the time.
The low-hanging fruit,
Hmm.
instead of those bigger, more impactful tasks.
The ones that are maybe a little scarier.
Exactly. So what's the alternative? Kruse says, ditch the to-do list
No more to-do lists.
and embrace the calendar.
The calendar.
Successful people, he says, they live and die by their calendars.
Reschedule everything.
Everything. Meetings, work blocks, personal appointments,
Even downtime.
even downtime. It's about taking control of your time instead of letting it control you.
That makes sense.
And we're not talking just big chunks of time here. Some people, like Jordan Harbinger,
Oh, yeah, I know him.
the productivity guru, he schedules his entire day in 15-minute increments.
15 minutes. Wow.
It sounds intense, but it illustrates the level of intentionality that high achievers bring to their time management.
They value every minute.
They do. So we've ditched the to-do list, we're scheduling everything. What about those moments of procrastination we all experience?
Oh, procrastination, my old friend.
Right. Chapter 3 dives deep into this universal struggle.
I can't wait to hear what he says.
Okay, one key takeaway. Procrastination isn't about laziness.
Not just laziness. Okay.
It's often tied to a lack of motivation.
Uh-huh. So how do we get motivated?
That is the question. Kruse suggests a powerful technique. Visualize the pain your future self will experience if you keep putting things off.
Like really feel that pain.
Exactly. I don't know about you, but picturing myself scrambling to meet a deadline at the last minute, that's usually enough to get me moving.
I think we've all been there.
Right. And here's another interesting point. Even incredibly busy people, like former President George W. Bush,
Okay.
he made time for what he valued. Bush reportedly read 95 books during his presidency.
95 books.
With all that on his plate,
Amazing.
if he can find time to read,
Yeah,
surely we can carve out a bit of time for the things that matter to us.
that's a good point.
So we're managing our time, we're motivated, but then there's the issue of inspiration. Those brilliant ideas that hit us when we least expect them.
In the shower.
In the shower, yeah,
Yeah.
driving. Chapter 4 is all about capturing those fleeting moments.
I need to get better at that.
Kruse, like Richard Branson,
Richard Branson.
huge advocate for always carrying a notebook.
Makes sense.
Always be ready to jot down those ideas.
And are they straight?
Exactly. And here's a fascinating little research tidbit.
Okay, hit me.
Note-taking by hand
By hand.
is actually more effective for conceptual understanding
Then
than typing on a laptop.
Wow, I had no idea.
It's true. Okay, so we're capturing ideas, but then there's the beast we all have to face. Email.
Email.
Email overload. Chapter 4 also introduces the 321-0 email system.
321-0. What's that?
Okay. It's all about being more intentional with our inboxes.
Okay.
You process email only 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
You set a 21-minute timer to reach inbox 0.
21 minutes? That's a challenge.
And you keep those emails short and sweet.
Short and to the point.
Imagine the time we could save
So much time.
if we weren't constantly checking email.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
Me too. Okay, ready for another big one? Meetings.
Meetings, oh boy.
Chapter 5. It's all about tackling the dreaded meeting.
I think we all dread meetings sometime.
Right. Kruse points out the average employee attends a staggering 62 meetings per month.
62. That's a lot.
And get this, half of those meetings
Yeah.
are considered unproductive.
That's a lot of wasted time.
So much wasted time. What can we do? Well, Kruse highlights some really innovative approaches.
I'm all ears.
Okay. Marissa Mayer, former CEO of Yahoo. You know how she does meetings.
How?
5 to 10 minute increments.
Wow. No time for chit-chat.
It's all business. Another idea, stand-up meetings.
Stand-up meetings.
Keeps those meetings
You
short,
can't ramble on and on.
keeps everyone focused. And there's Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban, love him.
He's got a pretty radical approach.
What does he say?
Only take meetings
Oh, okay.
if someone is writing a check.
Oh, I like that.
Right. And of course, we can't forget the wisdom of Warren Buffett.
What did he say?
Very successful people say no to almost everything
To protect their time.
to protect their time, their energy. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about a principle that can be applied to almost every area of life. The Pareto principle,
The Pareto principle, I've heard of that.
also known as the 80-20 rule.
80-20, yeah.
Chapter 6 dives deep into this concept.
Refresh my memory. What is that again?
Okay, so it states that roughly 80% of our results
80%.
come from just 20% of our efforts,
Oh, that's interesting.
right? It's powerful. Not all activities are created equal.
So we need to figure out that 20%
Exactly. Identify and focus on that vital 20%.
to maximize our impact.
Maximize impact, achieve greater results. Kruse gives some really relatable examples.
Okay, like what?
Think about your wardrobe.
My wardrobe.
How many clothes do you actually wear?
Probably like 20%.
Probably about 20%.
Oh, yeah.
The ones you really use,
Okay, from
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Kruse even talks about the distribution of peas in a pod.
peas in a pod.
Yeah, it's a fascinating example.
Okay, but how do we apply this to work and life?
That's the key, right? He introduces the 3 Harvard questions.
3 Harvard questions. Intriguing.
Break, delegate, and redesign.
Okay, I need to write these down.
Write them down. These questions help us identify and eliminate those low-impact activities that are just draining our time,
The time waster.
the time wasters. Get this. Research shows employees who used these questions saved an average of 8 hours per week.
8 hours a week. That's amazing.
It's huge, right? Now let's move on to Chapter 7. 2 key strategies for streamlining our workflows.
Okay, tell me.
Theming your days and the touch it once rule.
Theming your days. Okay.
So Jack Dorsey, co-founder of Twitter, big proponent of theming his days.
What does that look like?
So like Mondays are for meetings, Tuesdays for product development. You get the idea.
Creates a structure for the week.
Exactly. And then there's the touch it once rule.
Tell me about that.
Brilliant way to handle emails and paperwork.
That's my problem area.
Right. You take action, file, or toss. But you don't keep revisiting the same item over and over.
Just make a decision and move on.
Think of the time and mental energy we'd save.
I would love to save some mental energy.
Me too. Okay, ready to shift gears again.
Yeah, hit me.
Let's talk about something that's often overlooked in the pursuit of productivity.
What's that?
Our health and well-being.
Health. Oh, yeah.
Chapter 8 really drives home this point. You can't separate productivity from your overall well-being.
Makes sense.
Successful people,
They get it.
they understand that taking care of their physical and mental health,
It's essential.
it's essential for performing at their best. Think about it.
Yeah.
If you're exhausted,
Strike.
running on fumes, are you going to be able to focus?
Not really.
No. Make good decisions.
Not at all.
Get things done effectively.
Nope.
No way. Kruse dives into those morning routines of some of the most successful people he interviewed.
Oh, I love morning routine talk.
And there are some common themes.
Like what?
Hydration, exercise, meditation, and inspirational reading.
Setting the tone for the day.
Exactly. And let's not forget one of the most popular time management techniques,
What's that?
The Pomodoro technique.
Oh, yeah, the Pomodoro technique.
You work in focused 25-minute bursts,
25 minutes, okay.
followed by a 5-minute break
To recharge.
to recharge. It's a great way to combat distractions and maintain momentum throughout the day.
I've tried it.
Have you?
Yeah,
It's amazing how much you can get done
when you're focused.
when you're really focused for those short intervals.
The breaks help too.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've made it to Chapter 9, the grand finale.
The wrap up
Kruse wraps up his book with a really nice, concise summary of those 15 secrets.
and how they impact our lives.
How they impact our lives.
Mhm.
It's a powerful reminder that time,
Our most valuable resource.
our most valuable resource,
We need to use it wisely.
intentionally and effectively. So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We have to-do lists, calendars, procrastination.
So many practical strategies.
There's a lot to take in.
What are some of the things that really resonated with you?
Well, one thing that really struck me is how Kruse reframes time management.
Reframes it.
Yeah, it's not just about productivity.
Yeah.
It's about living a more fulfilling
More meaningful.
and meaningful life.
Yeah.
It's about aligning our actions with our values.
Making time for what truly matters.
That's what it's all about.
It's not about becoming a robot,
Right.
squeezing every last drop of productivity out of the day.
Exactly.
It's about having the time and energy
For our passions.
to pursue our passions, to nurture our relationships,
Let's make a difference.
to make a positive contribution to the world.
I love that.
Me too. Another thing that stood out to me was Kruse's emphasis on small, consistent actions.
Small steps.
Small steps. You don't have to make these drastic changes overnight.
No need to overhaul everything.
It's about incorporating those simple habits and techniques
Into our daily routine.
into our daily routine and gradually building from there.
That's encouraging.
It is, right. Especially for people who feel overwhelmed by the thought of making big changes.
It can be intimidating.
It can be. It's about taking those baby steps
And celebrating the progress.
and celebrating the progress along the way. I think it's also really important to note
What's that?
that Kruse doesn't present these strategies as one size fits all.
Oh, good.
He encourages experimentation,
Finding what works.
finding what works best for each individual.
Makes sense.
We all have different personalities, preferences, lifestyles.
We're all unique.
The key is to adapt these principles
To fit our own circumstances.
to fit our own unique circumstances. You know what I really appreciate about Kruse's approach
What's that?
is that it's not just about being efficient. It's
No.
about being effective,
Focusing on the right things.
focusing on the right things, the things that will truly make a difference
In our lives.
in our lives.
Working smarter, not harder.
Working smarter, not harder. And having a clear understanding of our priorities
And making those conscious choices.
and making those conscious choices about how we spend our time and energy. One thing that really stuck with me
What was it?
was his emphasis on mindset.
Mindset. Yeah.
For example, he doesn't view procrastination as a character flaw.
Interesting.
It's a lack of motivation.
That can be addressed.
That can be addressed with specific techniques,
Like visualizing the pain.
like visualizing the pain of our future selves.
Oh, powerful stuff.
It is powerful. What resonated with you?
I loved how he emphasized aligning our actions with our values.
Oh, that's so important.
It's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of daily tasks and lose sight of what truly matters.
It's true. It's so easy to get off track.
We need to be intentional.
I'm making
Choices that reflect our values.
and support the life we want to create.
It's not just about managing time.
It's about designing our lives.
I love that.
So let's shift gears a bit and then talk about taking action.
Okay, let's do it.
What's one strategy from Kruse's book
Okay.
that you're going to try to implement this week?
That's a good question.
I know, right? So many good ones.
So many good ones. I'm going to commit to the touch it once rule.
Oh, the touch it once rule.
Yeah. I have a tendency to let emails and paperwork pile up.
Me too.
It creates so much stress.
And it wastes so much time.
I think making a conscious effort to take action immediately
Okay.
could really help me streamline my workflow.
I think that's a fantastic choice.
What about you?
Well, I'm personally drawn to the calendar method.
With the calendar method.
I've always relied on to-do lists.
That classic to-do list.
But after hearing Kruse's arguments,
And the benefits people have experienced?
yeah, the benefits successful people have experienced, I'm ready to give scheduling everything a shot.
I think you'll be surprised
I hope so.
how much more focused and productive you feel
That's the goal.
when you have that clear plan for your day.
It's about taking control of our time instead of letting it control us.
Right. Exactly.
And even though we've only scratched the surface of Kruse's book,
There's so much more.
I already feel like I have a whole new toolkit for managing my time and energy more effectively.
That's great.
But knowledge is only powerful when it's applied.
You got it.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question. If you could reclaim just 1 hour each day,
1 hour?
what would you do with it?
1 hour. That's a good question.
It is, right? It really makes you think about
Your priority.
your priorities.
Yeah.
Would you spend that extra hour with loved ones?
Maybe finally start that hobby I've been putting off.
Oh, the hobby.
Yeah, the one that's been sitting there.
We all have one.
Gathering dust.
Gathering dust. Or maybe you dedicate it to personal growth.
Reading, learning new skills.
Learning a new language, taking an online course.
So many possibilities.
Right. It's amazing how that one simple question
Can bring so much clarity.
can bring so much clarity to what we truly value.
It's about making conscious choices.
It is.
About how we spend our time.
It's about recognizing that time is a gift,
a precious gift.
not something to be wasted or squandered.
Every minute counts.
It does.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I really appreciate about Kruse's book
What's that?
is that it's not about some unattainable ideal of perfect time management.
Oh, no, not at all.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
We don't have to become time management gurus overnight.
We can start small. Focus on consistency.
And celebrate those wins along the way.
Absolutely. You know, what I find really inspiring about Kruse's work,
Tell me.
it goes beyond mere efficiency.
Okay.
It's about creating a life
Yeah.
that's rich, meaningful, and aligned with what truly matters to you.
Having the time and energy
To pursue your passions.
to pursue your passions, connect with loved ones, make a difference in the world.
That's something we can all aspire to.
We can. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Kevin Kruse's 15 secrets successful people know about time management,
What a journey.
I encourage you to take what you've learned and put it into action.
Don't just listen.
Our most precious resource.
Our most precious resource. Let's use it wisely.
I think that's the perfect note to end on.
It's been such a great deep dive.
I agree.
I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too. I'm ready to put some of these strategies into practice.
Me too. What about you listening? Are you ready to unlock those time management secrets?
Remember, it's a journey.
It is. It's not about being perfect.
It's about finding what works for you.
And making those small, consistent changes.
That add up to big results over time.
That's the key.
Yeah.
So go out there and make the most of your time.
Every minute counts.
It really does.
And thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.